What's up, guys? So, finally got around to getting the rest of Snapship Tactics unboxed here. Didn't really have a lot of time to play it with the release of Recon and everything else, but figure I should play catch-up. So, one of these packs is the Saber and Scarab, which are the core ships that came in the box. It's literally just the playing cards, so no point in that. And then the other two, we have the Locust and the Lance, the two small scout ships, and then we have the Fox and the Wasp, the large gunships. So, let's get to playing with toys.
Boys with toys.
That would have been much nicer if they just sandwiched together, but it's alright. At least they tried to cut down waste. So, as you can see, it is literally just the ship by itself. We do have this neat little packaging that holds Mr. I don't know who the pilot for this ship is. And then these rare magic alien parts that still have not been put into the game yet, but they're part of the lore of this universe. We have a that's kind of neat. Now, this is not part of the game. It's just a list of everything you can buy. The mysterious Tech, or Uju Tech. Uju? Might be a future thing where it's included. And I believe that this one has manual launchers. We'll invert to collectible. So we have our little pilot. We have something that looks like it's out of the Covenant from Halo. And we have a tray. And I'm pretty sure the Lance is going to be the same way. So, nothing special. But like I said, these are the retail toys that came with the Snapship bundle. They were extras, so don't. Yeah, they come with these little launching pegs, it looks like. Same advert. Pretty sure manual's the same, so nothing special there. Let's see if we get a different piece of this Uju Tech. Oh, we do. Okay. Well, that's nice. Jason told me they were all the same pieces. Okay. And then we have the big box. Does this come with any tech? Comes with what looks like harpoons. Same advert, same stuff. When hit becomes multiple hit, User Tech dubs the VX. UX Frank chain pulse gun, but it looks like a harpoon. More parts that are under it. So they put two books in here, one on the other. So, it's a launcher. Gives out some pretty decent force. And you get two of them. Oh, that's pretty neat. we have more elite pilots. I have to say I like the packing on this one a lot more. It actually feels containerized and semi-organized. We got the cockpits. We got, I guess there's only 4 cubes that hold this whole thing together. Wow. The wings are nice and nested. So, I really like this setup better. I wish they could do it with these, but with the limitations, space. Honestly, this has about 4 cubes in it. Yeah, they probably could have gotten away with doing the same thing, but I guess cost was a factor. Oh wait, these are the extra bits under it. Never mind. So yeah, this comes with more interesting stance. Granted, they're not the bases, and the bases are short. But I do like this setup a little bit more. It's a little bit more organized, especially since this the core box. If you saw my first video, everything just kind of gets thrown in there. But I'm going to figure out a storage solution for that, or everything's just going to be built up. That's part of my weird OCD with organization. Alright, time to actually look at the game pack. This contains 4 chassis cards, 16 AI cards, and 16 part cards. And just so you people don't get confused when you buy this, this is not a complete game. You need to buy the starter box plus the ships. I wouldn't say you need to buy the ships, you just need the cards. And as long as you have the base, I used to play X-Wing without the base. People didn't like that, but I liked it because the models didn't fit sometimes, and sometimes they just bump all over the place. So, just a suggestion, you really just need the cards and the bases. I guess if you measured out the range rulers, I think I said they were 7 inches. Honestly, it's kind of an easy way to proxy the game, too. So, we have 6 new parts for each ship. Nope. Again, the complex gets more parts because for some reason the lore is very heavily skewed to the complex. So far through my initial testing of the game, I learned that the complex is much better in ship functionality, maneuverability, and weapons. I don't know why. They have a really unfair advantage compared to whatever the good guys are. It's really weird. The good guys seem like they would be better for maneuvering stuff, but they don't really do anything that much better. So we got a new booster, the Lance booster. When you resolve move icons, you may replace small, short move icons with large move icons. That's actually cool. Except there wasn't very many slow or short. The S19 cockpit, you can rotate one. You get 1 extra hull. I guess that's helpful. The ABV burst drive. So short, turn 1, and then we have short, turn 1, short 1. Okay, that's closer to how the complex's ships work. The lance thruster, short, turn 1, and gain and evade. So we have 2 thrusters. We have the Scar 4 pulse rifle. Might be better. And then we have these SC19 wings. So you can go right or left, short, or you can rotate 1. So with the complex's first cockpit, it is the Locust cockpit. Rotate 1, and then reaction with form attack, get a reroll. Yeah, because that's what they need. We have more fins, dual fins. Turn 2. God, their maneuverability is so good. Another fin, that's just turn 1 and gain evade. We have these supposed red missiles, 2 of them. And it only costs 1 blue and 1 red. And a 180 arc. Their heat missiles are really good. Okay. Maybe I'll just start playing the bad guys. We have these thrusters, the Mark IIs, short, turn, and then we have long and U-turn. We have a stealth drive. Cost power equal to ship size. Short, basically 180. And then evasive 3. That's really good too. We have a small exhaust. During your chassis, vent an additional heat, which is always a fun card. The CL-23 railgun only shoots in a straight line, but somehow has anti-missile attacks. Okay. We have the Locust wings, left or right, short, and evade. And then a passive, during collision, you may perform the ram action. The ship suffers 1 additional damage. Well, that's pretty cool. And we have a radiator array. Reaction: before a critical hit location on the ship is rolled, you may disable this card instead. Alright, this part cannot be repaired. Well, at least that's good. So first up, we have the scout configuration. Start your turn, gain 3 evade. Remove up to 4 heat or energy, or recover energy. Rotate 1, short move, rotate 1. Can have 5 parts. Of course, the mandatory 3 are cockpit, thruster, and wings, and 2 accessories. / whatever. Ship size is 3, and it gets 6 energy. Passive: once per activation, when you resolve a short or long move action, you may perform that short or long action twice in a row. Very fast. So the pre-build shows us our chassis. It is the cockpit, the burst drive, the wings, and the Scar laser and the lance booster. And then we have this odd looking thing. The Lance SAC-30 attack craft. Also has, at the starter turn, 3 evade. Remove up to 4 heat or energy. Turn 1, short, turn 1. And its passive: when you perform attack against a target flank, you may treat that attack as attacking from the rear instead. And its build is cockpit, booster, thruster, wings, and pulse laser. So the Claw Close Support Fighter is starter turn. 3 evade, 4 heat or energy. And then turn 1, you get a long move, and then turn 2. Also has 5 parts: cockpit, thruster, wings, and 2 accessories. Ship size is 3, 6 energy. So very similar, except the movement seems way better. And when perform attack against a target at range 1, reduce the hit number by 1. The Locust Claw Close Support Fighter present preset build. So the Locust cockpit, stealth drive, wings, CL arm rockets, and the railgun. And then we have the stealth craft, which is kind of funny because the support fighter also has a stealth drive. So what makes a stealth craft more stealthy? Ship size is 3, 6 energy. Passive: you cannot be targeted by attack or launch actions at range 3 or further. Okay, that makes it more stealthy. Start a turn, gain 3 evasion, 4 heat or energy. Turn 1, long, turn 2, and then 5 parts, the same. Funny, the stealth craft does not have a stealth drive in the preset build. So cockpit's the same, but it has the Locust Thrusters Mark II instead of the stealth drive. Still has the Locust wings, railgun, and the dual tilt fin. Hilarious. So Flax and Wasp is a lot bigger. 6 chassis cards, 24 AI cards, 28 part cards, and 6 tokens. So we have the Flax booster. When you resolve a move action, replace a short move icon with a long range move icon. Set up, gain 1 extra hull. The Flax cockpit, when defending, the attacker gains no bonus to hit for being in the flank or rear. And you can pay 1 to get an extra evade. The Flax fins, rotate 2. The triple tail fin, rotate 2, or get an evade. The XR-135 missile rack, 2 blue, which I'm guessing are these? No, none of these are blue. Okay. The Hive missile pod, short range missile pod, 180. I don't know if that's, I like the other missile pod better. Afterburner, 2 long range, move 1 long, rotate 1. Yeah, this afterburner is really good. 2 longs and then an extra evade, but turning is going to be a pain with the ship. And we have this thruster. Short, or rotate 1, short, rotate 1, or rotate 1, long, U-turn. The Fox nose just vents and you get 1 extra power. That could be pretty cool. The medium exhaust, that's actually really good. Pay 1 energy, get rid of 2 heat. The TDP8 plasma cannon. For each hit, place 1 heat on target part that has no heat, but is very short range. Does 3 damage a hit though, but you also have to roll 3 plus their value, so it's kind of a hard weapon to get effective. The Fox wings, left or right, short, passive. When you perform an attack action against a target at range, reduce the hit number by 1. Okay, that helps with the cannons. And then we have the Mark 48 Shipbreaker. It's a black missile, and it's really expensive to launch. Everything here seems to cost a lot to repair. So the complex, we have the Wasp cockpit. It seems to have a built-in anti-missile action. No, it's passive. Not sure what this symbol means. I'm going to have to go double check the books. But it's a special, just a straight long range. I think it takes away evasion value. We have the dual tail fins, rotate 2 or gain 1 evade. We have a regular tail fin, that's just rotate and gain an evade. We have an armored thruster, short and rotate. Has a passive, part cannot be disabled by critical hits. We have the Wasp thruster, move long and get rid of a heat. That's really good. Or we can move long, get a 45 for straight, and get an evade. The Wasp thruster Mark II, rotate 1 long, or long, and then to short 45 and a U-turn. Medium exhaust, gets rid of 2 heat. We have the C-22HE cannon, has 2 attacks. No anti-missile attacks, interesting. And it's basically 2 linear railguns. We have a regular attack, that's range 2 to 3. 1 die does 4 damage, but 2 plus modifier to hit. And we have the other that just costs extra energy and heat to convert all hits to critical. Same attack. We have the CPL-3 ball turret, which is a 180 attack, it looks like. It's range 1 to 2. 3 damage, 1 hit each, plus 2 modifier. Has anti-missile, but -1 to anti-missile rolls. We have the DB8 proton cannon. For each hit, place 1 heat on target part that has no heat. It's kind of expensive to use. 45 arc, range 2 to 3, 2 dice, 3 damage, modifier is 2 plus. We have this really broken grenade launcher, it looks like. The WG5 grenade cluster. Make a separate attack against each target within range. Roll 5 dice. That's 1 damage each, plus 1 plus modifier. Not quite a 180 or 360, but it's 45 minus 360. 315 degree. So this is really cool. Helps them with their knife fighting things they like to do. We have the SP1 wings. I guess that's supposed to be Wasp. Rotate 1 and move left or right short, or rotate 1. The SP2 wings. Left or right long and rotate 1. God, these guys are good. We have the anti-ship torpedo here. This thing's pretty expensive. 2 to 3. Costs 5, but this thing does tons of damage. Also just screws up parts. We have that anti-matter torpedo. This thing costs 6 to fire. Jeez. But this thing has the potential to do lots of damage against large ships. And again, they seem to get more accessories and weapons. So we have the Flax SC41 Escort. Passive, when you perform an attack action, each of your critical hit results inflict +1 damage. Oh, that's cool. Ship size is 4. 8 energy. Start your turn. Gain 2 evasion. Remove 6 energy or heat. Rotate 1. Long. Carries 18 parts. Or 8 parts. Carries 8 parts. Cockpit, 2 thrusters, and a wing with 4 accessories. So the preset build, we have the cockpit, the thruster, the afterburner, the wings, 1 plasma cannon, the fox nose, missile rack, and a hive missile pod. Then we have the GA-15 ground assault craft. Ship size again 4, 8 energy. When you perform an attack action, you're considered to be at range 1 of other units you're touching. 2 evade, 6 energy or heat, rotate 1, and long range move. Same part requirements. Fox cockpit, fox thruster, fox afterburner, fox wings, plasma cannon. We have a triple tail fin, a hive missile pod, and a medium exhaust. Pretty much the same thing except for just the accessories. Then we have the experimental fighter, the Flax XF8. Ship size 4, 8 energy, passive during your chess event step. You may vent any number of additional heat cubes, taking 1 damage for each. Really cool, but kind of rough. Same stats as the other guys, same requirements. Let's see the preset build. Same parts too, except the difference is this gets an extra shipbreaker thing instead of the normal stuff. Not very creative. We have the Wasp Claw Heavy Fighter. Passive, when you perform an attack against a target in your line arc, directly ahead, reduce the hit number by 1. 8 energy, ship size 4. Has an evasion value of 3 for some reason. Remove 6 energy or heat. And, yeah, it does everything the other guy does, except better. Wasp Cockpit, Wasp Thruster, Wasp Wings, 1 and 2, dual tail fin, the ball turret, the HE cannon, and proton cannon. We have the deep recon, pretty much the same as the other one. Each time you enter a terrain tile, you get +1 evasion, still a better ability. All the accessories are the same, or not accessories, but mandatory items. But difference is tail fin, grenade cluster, antimatter torpedo, and a ball turret. And then we have the fighter bomber, which does everything the same too. When you perform an attack action against a target that has a missile token assigned to it, you may reroll 1 die. Same mandatory parts. We got a medium exhaust, anti-ship torpedo, the ball turret, and proton cannon. So yeah, again, they seem to be OP. Alright. And to put stuff together, see how this looks. So here we have the Lance Scout. It's a really wonky ship design. Not too fond of it. It's actually really unstable unlike some of the other designs. I get that they wanted this tri-spinning thing, but it's just not very stable. Another thing that's really weird is, and this is going to be for all the ships, there is no bottom mount peg unless you remove a weapon of some sort or a part. But this ship itself is just not very stable. I feel like it's going to fall apart in gameplay. Here we have the 360 view, and as you can see, the wings spin, but they kind of get knocked on the nubs. Not exactly sure why. It's just an odd looking ship. It's pretty straightforward. I do like how certain parts do line up, but it's just flimsy. Like, all the ships are kind of just odd ducks in this game. So here is the Lance attack craft. I do not like this ship design at all. I don't like the backward open thrust at the front. It's kind of like a TIE fighter too in a lot of ways. But it's odd. a lot of the ship designs, like, I get they're trying to look for really cool, but a lot of me also likes it being practical or functional, and I can't see this really working. It's an odd looking design ship, and like I said, it's very TIE Fighter-ish. On the 360, you can kind of see how the wings are, and it's just baffling to me. Now, I don't have the imagination of a child, so maybe that's why my sense of wonder is gone, because I'm an old man. But let me know what you think if you like it. So here's the Locust Claw stealth craft. It's really unbalanced on the base. Like, the solar panels up there move, but they're just kind of awkward. I do like the way it looks, though, but the construct ships are actually, like, really cool looking, but functionality-wise, they're really weird. They like blades, they get the attack. But right here, you can see the cannon gets in the way of the cockpit canopy. And here it is on the base with the 360 view. As you can see, it leans out a lot. I had to remove the bottom fin to actually put it on that base, and it's just kind of front heavy. But it does look cool, and a lot of their ships look cool. So, they got that going for them. Granted, it is very edgy and kind of cringe. So here we have the Claw Support Fighter. I actually like the look of this. And it doesn't have too many weird, like, open holes. I don't know, the holes kind of actually help. Solar panel is a little stiff. Seems kind of weird that you would land on them, but at least it holds the mini up. It is balanced on the peg, so that's really nice. And I actually appreciate this because it actually looks more like a ship. Or a fighter. So it fits in line very well. And on the 360 here, we can look at it. It stands in the center. You do have to remove the plasma cannon on the base. But I think it works. It's like a weird mix of old world aircraft and new world aircraft. But I like the way it looks. So this is the Flax XF8 ground assault craft. I am not a fan of this weird, steep design. It's just odd. I don't like a lot of it. It doesn't even look good in my opinion. I was hoping that, you know, for the heavy gunship build, it would look more like a gunship, like a helicopter of some sort, but this is just an absurd thing thrown together that's just stacked layers. I also wish that it came with some of the pieces that the consortium comes with. They come with a 90-degree bracket that actually helps when they're doing these weird step-up designs. But for some reason, the Forge just don't get any of those cool parts, and they're stuck with this weird blocky symmetry. Also, the weapons get in the way. This is a Felix SC41 escort fighter, or gunship. It actually looks cool. I wish the cockpit, you know, was a little bit more streamlined. The missile on the bottom, you gotta remove that to fit the peg. Not great they have to remove it. But this actually looks more like an aircraft of some sort, and I'm actually pretty happy with this layout. I think the wings could be, you know, reversed, but it's fine. It is big though, and it does take up a lot of space, so not great. But overall, I do like the way this looks, and you can adjust the wings to help it a little bit. I wish they gave you a centerpiece to cover that hole, since it just seems weird, or another thruster. But here it is on the peg, and I had, like I said, the missile or torpedo was removed at the bottom of the base. But overall, I think it actually looks pretty good, and it balances well, so I like that. Last up for the Forge, we have this abomination. the Flax XF8 experimental fighter. And it's definitely experimental. It's a very odd craft. I know I said I don't like a lot of the ship's designs, but I really don't like this thing. Even putting it together was kind of a pain. It was very awkward. But it's just weird. Not too much of a fan of it. I guess it's sci-fi, but it just seems very impractical. You can also see on the bottom missile pods, they kind of get away with the folding wings, so you got to keep them up. I just don't understand why you would ever build a ship like this. Here's on the peg. Again, we had to remove the missile/torpedo launcher from the bottom. It's just a weird step-up design, very similar to the ground assault craft. I don't know. It's a weird design. I think the complex ships are designed a little bit more better, and especially in looks and functionality. Right. Here we have the Wasp Claw Heavy Fighter. I actually like the way this thing looks a lot. It's kind of like a weird fish to me. The guns don't get too much in the way, but it is very unbalanced. And we'll get to that with the 360 view. I don't know why they put so many fins on this that move and articulate. Everything just seems to kind of get in the way of each other. I also don't like the fact that the grenade rack, which is the center rack with those 5 chambers at the top, faces one way for a weapon that shoots 270 rear. But it's also kind of odd that the 2 torpedoes they have, you get 1 of each. So the symmetry is a little bit off. But I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty good. The cockpit does get in the way of the front cannons. So, to fix the balancing with the open node at the end of the tail, I had to again remove the missile launchers. I like the design. I think it looks pretty good. It is a very large ship though, and does take up a lot of table space. Here we have the Wasp Claw Fighter Bomber. And again, like I said, I do like the way that this looks. The Consortium definitely has a lot better ships in design principle, I think. I don't like the fact that with all the movable stuff, it gets in the way of the weapons. It's kind of odd, but it works. The turret or the tail fin, I believe, it has to be removed if you want it balanced. But it's a little wonky. It seems a little unstable too. But it's kind of how a lot of the designs are. Looks like a dragon of some sort up front. Not much to say about the 360 view. Like I said, had to remove the turret. Still fairly large, sticking past the base. I do like the looks of it. It's also kind of a pain to put this thing together now I think about it. But the front does look like a dragon in my opinion. Last up we have the Wasp Claw Deep Recon. I really like the way, like I said, all the Consortium ships look. It is kind of flimsy in the center. I think the balancing point, I'd take off the grenade rack. But it is weird that these folding fins actually do get in the way of a hard part. The cannons get in the way of the wing mounts. It looks good. But it is flimsy in the center. It is a little awkward to rotate around with the wings sticking out that much also. But overall, I'm satisfied with the design. So, I know it was a long video. I appreciate you guys for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe, especially if you got this far. Try to release videos once a week, depending on how much time I have and what we get in. Still doing more testing with Starship Tactics, so I highly encourage you guys. But other than that, take care, and GG's.